Hi there, day 84. Basically a week to go. Boy, it's been a long haul, but I'm very happy that I did it. It's moved me, basically, I've moved my Korean from where it was stagnating to where I feel I have momentum. I've moved it I'm over the hump. I'm thankful to my son Mark for basically cajoling me into writing. Writing is good. I know writing is important. I know that when I learned Chinese, I did a lot of writing. But now that basically I'm learning it out of interest, I'm kind of lazy. So I've focused largely on listening and reading. But the writing is good, especially if you have to deal with different symbols. It helps you in your reading once you've actually written these, even doing it by hand. But the difficulty I had was, first of all, I had to just buckle down and learn it. And then, as I said yesterday, typing on the computer, because there's a keyboard that pops up, but then you have to, with your mouse, go in and select each Hangul symbol to assemble the words in order to write Korean. And that's a lot of clicking with the mouse, which is tiring on the hand, tiring on the elbow. However, the iPad, and I did quite a bit of writing today, the iPad is phenomenal because not only do I only now point at the Hangul symbols with my finger, which is a lot easier, but because the iPad has this dictation function, which is available in a number of languages. I've used it before for English, French, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese. So I can dictate in Korean, and what comes out varies in accuracy from 60% to 90% accurate. But now that I know how to type, and I know how to type, how to write with Hangul, more or less, so I can get in there and fix it up. So because my goal in the 90-day challenge is to have 3,000 words of writing submitted, and I haven't done anything yet, if I were to have to do that all longhand, so to speak, poking at the symbols on the keyboard, I wouldn't get there. But I am hoping that now that I can actually dictate it and then go in and fix it up, I'll be able to reach my goal. So in the short term, I'm still just kind of looking at where there are sentences in English with the corresponding Korean, then I try to type the Korean and then I check it against what's in the book. So it doesn't really require correction because I can check it against what's in the book. But perhaps tomorrow I'm going to actually start writing something, my own thoughts in Korean, which I'm going to submit for correction at LingQ. The iPad, it's so valuable. I can look for content on the internet. I can do my linking and check my flashcards and do everything on the iPad. And it's a lot more comfortable in many ways than sitting at the computer. So the iPad is truly, truly amazing. A week to go, so I'm going to definitely try to put in more effort on my Korean. I spoke today to Clara, who is my Korean tutor who lives in Paris. And I've lined up discussions with her for Thursday, Sunday, and Tuesday. And she doesn't have a webcam, but I've asked her if she can find one. She's going to try, so that for the final session on Tuesday, we can actually have a live session that I can record and perhaps show you as sort of the final conversation in Korean at the end of my 90 days. I'm not going to be fluent. But as I say, I feel very happy that I've moved to where I can really enjoy now reading Kim Youngha's podcast text. I still have trouble understanding it, but I know that as I keep on going, I'll just get better. Someone asked me, I had an interview today with a fellow from Denmark who's going to put it up as a podcast. I should have mentioned the name. I'll put it in the description here. But he said, if you study so hard, like I said, when I studied Chinese, I studied 7-8 hours a day. And he said, well, don't you start to forget things if you do, so much? And I said, you don't forget things. I mean, you do forget things, but it doesn't matter because stuff accumulates. So I never worry about what I forget in the short term because I know that all of this exposure is eventually going to settle into my brain and I'll eventually be able to use it. And the same is true here with this Kim Youngha. I just have to persevere. I'm going to watch Schuster Live again tonight. As I said last night, it was fascinating. He had the politicians from the West Ukraine, East Ukraine, scenes from the barricades in Donetsk, and high school children, it was very suspense filled, and informative. So I don't know what he has lined up for tonight. The problem is I understand those who speak Russian, those who speak Ukrainian understand less well. So I would like to get at Ukrainian just so that I can understand it better. And also, you know, if you learn Ukrainian now, and I've learned Czech and Russian, then Polish probably is a little more accessible. And I know a number of my friends have visited Poland, and they just thought it was a great place, excellent food, friendly people, and so forth.
My stylist just told me about a salon smooth that lasts even through water.
Hi there. I had some news site on, and all of a sudden an ad started playing, so I had to shut it all down. Sorry about that. Yeah. So there you go. Going to focus on my Korean, and going to continue with the emphasis on writing. And I do recommend that those of you who learn a language, it's good to write. There's no question that it's good to write. I can afford to be lazy, but it's good to write, and I'm glad that I'm writing. So sometimes you need to be pushed. Bye for now.